FashionGHANA.com.
Okay, so I want to touch on the area of female rappers. Okay, because there are not many female rappers around, right? And probably some underground ones, but as far as popular names go, it's like the last conscious female rapper was probably Lauryn Hill.
That's like especially viral universally.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And first of all, there are not even that many female rappers popular-wise. I'm sure there are probably a lot of underground ones, but popular-wise, why do you think that is? Do you think people don't appreciate female rappers, or do you think females are just not thirsty to be rappers?
Well, I'd say for one, as a woman, especially in the industry or whatnot, and just seeing how people maneuver, it's very interesting to observe. But I guess to answer your question before I digress, I think honestly, a lot of people have this negative stereotype of like, yo, women can't rap, or their voices are annoying, or what you're talking about, I don't believe you, you know, that type of vibe, right? So I personally just think I think it might be a content of like, what are we rapping about as well? What I mean by that is, sometimes when I listen to different artists, I don't care if female or male, if the quality of the music that you're releasing, if it's not up there, then I don't business what gender you are. It has to be high quality music. And sadly, some of the artists who are women, just as much as men, just are not the quality sound and content and substance that most people can actually resonate with, right? And if they are talking about hard body things and all that, maybe the men don't respect that, right? And that
talking about what?
Hard body things, like, oh, I'm an AK-47 this, I'm from the hood, I'm a this type person. So usually the men that I talk to, they'll be like, this doesn't really, I can't resonate, I can't relate to this, right? Because I'm not a hard body woman that can relate to her story, right? And then some of the women that also talk to me be like, I don't really believe it, or I don't resonate with that type of lifestyle either. Not as much as I would have like a Lauryn Hill, which is universally, whether you're a hard body, whether you're spiritual, whether you're just regular person, whatever. Most people universally listen to Lauryn's lyrics and like, this makes sense. I vibe, it makes sense, etc. As opposed to if it's a thug genre or like a hood genre, like, yo, this is who I am, and respect to that, most men will be like, either don't believe it or I don't feel it, you know, or I can't relate fully, right? And the women, same thing. So I think in terms of the content and the substance of the music, that being a male or a female, honestly, it depends. That really affects it.
There's one rapper right now, I think she might be one of the most popular at the moment. She's a lesbian. And
Young and May. And I was going to say her voice too, she has a good texture in her voice as well. But it's interesting, she actually looks like an attractive man, you know, to be honest. She looks like, you're like, sometimes I'd be like, you're a woman? Like, what? Like, this is how way she carries herself and her whole outfit and everything. Like, nothing wrong with the outfits, but aesthetically, she actually looks like a man. So men resonate with her as well, too, and they believe it, because sometimes I think they even forget she's a woman.
And being a conscious rapper, how do you feel about a lesbian artist?
I don't mind. If, first of all, no one's gender roles, sex is affecting my personal life. That does nothing for me. I still have an album to create. I still got, food to put on the table. So I'm not gonna beef over anyone just because of what sex they choose, right? You know? Yeah.
And if we look at a situation, your response is very interesting, because I can't remember which female rapper said it. I think it was Cardi B or maybe Nicki Minaj. She was like, every time there's a new female rapper out, the problem is the industry always tries to pit them against each
compare,
other.
exactly.
Right. Would you think that question I asked you could be leaning towards that?
I don't think that has anything to do with why a lot of female artists are not up there on the charts at all. I think, if anything, it's an industry. It's a smart move for the industry to try to create that beef, because beef and all that has always been in hip hop culture as well, and it brings attention. And same thing with men; they beef with each other all the time. So I don't really say anything too wrong with like, yo, we're beefing. It just depends the level where it gets to, right? Some people do it just to get ratings, and cool, do your business, right? maybe I don't think I personally do that, but y'all do your thing, right? And then some people are actually beefing where it gets to a certain level where it's like, yo, you're about to kill this person, really? Or like your goons are we really gonna do this right now? So yeah, I do personally feel that is a thing that even audience members, fans, try to be like, I still like Nicki better, I still like Cardi better, and it's like, no one asked you. They're individuals doing their own thing. Don't worry about who you like better. Yeah.
So I wanna, and as people know, this is a fashion vlog, and we've touched on everything except for fashion. So we'll bridge into there. But the last thing I wanna get into, or touch on before we bridge into there, which will probably bridge us into there, is the Little Kim. Would I call it the Little Kim impact? The first lady to make sexuality a prime. Would we say Lil Kim was the first female rapper to make her sexuality? Well, no, Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, I think, but Lil Kim was more raunchy with it, even more out there with it. Yeah.
And she paved the way for the Nicki Minaj, the Cardi B's, and what have you. Do you feel like female rappers don't get respect if they don't go that selling sexuality route?
I have seen that the attention isn't as high. Even Cardi talked about it. She was like, y'all complain about WAP. She talks to somebody. Y'all complain about WAP and whatnot, but when I try to make, certain lyrics that make sense and be intelligent and shit, y'all don't listen to it. But when I put out WAP, look, Billboard #1 for how many weeks now? I do this, I do that. So many female artists trying to come up and they talk about this and that. Y'all don't like them. Y'all don't listen to them, right? So she's like, I'm going to do what I do to make money. But I guess it depends, first of all, your intent of why you're doing the music you're doing, right? I'm not in it just for the money, right? That's not it at all, actually. So I know the message that I want to put out there. I want to, when it comes to that higher vibration type of music, right? That's just my realm that I'm focused on, So I just personally feel, though, that there is a form of sexual liberation that has happened that honestly, Cardi and what's her name? How can I forgetting her name? No, Nick, the other one. Oh my God. The one, the thick one right now.
Stallion.
Yes, Meg the Stallion. How can I forget her name? So bad. Meg the Stallion, what she's putting out is making women more like that liberation feeling, right? But I think it's just, for me, it's always that balance of like, what are you putting out the most of, right? And in terms of the content that you're releasing. So me, this is my realm. I'm in the Lauryn Hill realm. That's just who I am as a person. Meg, Cardi, they do their thing, cool. But I don't think they should be demonized for also being sexually liberated too and being who they are. I just generally feel that, all right, we do have a responsibility the higher we get in power, and if they're not going to take that on, cool, then we got to even double down on the education of our children, education of our community, right? More and more, as opposed to just relying on artists, so yeah.
But I feel you're a little bit smart with your sexuality as well.
Yeah, like I know how to balance it.
Seen some videos, some cleavage, some, I won't call it twerking.
Exactly, I never twerk yet.
You're definitely letting people know you have some body.
Of course, they gonna know. Right? I got like 40 years left of this body. Y'all gonna see it.
And it's a little bit different, because when we look at most conscious artists, female artists, from Queen Latifah to Lauryn Hill, to who else?
Bahamadia. Hey, Jinx. You know Bahamadia?
Oh, I know Bahamadia.
Wow, that's amazing. I don't know who you are.
The juicy girl, rock. Anyways, before I reveal too much, you are coming off a little bit different. Like I said, you're not really scared to have a little touch of sexuality in your videos. I mean, it's not the main focus. You're not saying, hey, I'm going to sleep with you tonight, but you're letting people, you're giving us a hint of sexiness.
Yeah.
Do you feel that's just modern times and that's just how we are as women, or do you think it's strategic, or that's just me?
For me, myself, you mean?
Yeah, and I like to let people know I'm hot and I've got the body, why not?
Literally. I think it's a mix of the last one as well as like the way I view it. Of course, there's tastefulness to it and whatnot, but I'm like, at some point, we need to educate ourselves and not also demonizing our bodies too. We're understanding that this is fat tissue, right? We gave life way to this, right? We there's milk that comes out of this. People are living because of it, right? So it's like, okay, let's also not demonize it. Let's remember in African culture there we were topless, right? But it's also the intent and hypersexualization of North America. That country, like the whole continent of North America, is so hypersexualized that any little thing, it's like alert, alert, alert. People are in the comments or going crazy, right? And I understand because we live in a hypersexual society, right? So that's just what it is. So yeah, so I feel like with me, the way when I present myself, cool, y'all see this, y'all hear my lyrics. But if you want to just focus on that, that's a you problem. If that's all you're seeing after hearing everything I just said, you know. So
and you know, it's like you said, it's how people want to take it. I mean, I do remember the very first video by Dead Press.
Which was it? Hip hop? Was that actually their first video?
Actually, well, the first video of that album.
Yeah, the album. Yes, album. Exactly. Yeah.
And it kicks off with, I don't know if you remember how it
starts. Of course, the booty.
Yeah. Then it goes, now that we got your attention. So maybe, hey, you're playing the same game.
FashionGHANA.com. TV. I came to slay, dude. 100% African. Fashion.